everybody. Hey guys. Let's just see. I guess I'm on the... hi Conny. Okay, das heißt, ich bin auf der richtigen Seite. Alles klar, das war jetzt gerade noch meine Frage. Hörst du mich auch? Kannst du mich hören? Ja, du kannst mich hören, das ist mir klar. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet ein schönes Wochenende gehabt. Ah ja, wunderbar. Da sehe ich ein paar Däumchen raufgehen, ihr Lieben. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet alle ein schönes Wochenende. Das Wetter war ja nochmal wunderbar gewesen. Und ja, heute musste, glaube ich, Gott und die Welt wieder arbeiten. Ich habe heute frei gehabt. Das war ganz angenehm. Da wahrscheinlich noch ein paar von meinen englischen Freunden hier drauf kommen, werde ich jetzt in Englisch weitermachen. Ich denke mal, die meisten von euch sprechen auch Englisch. Wenn ihr irgendwelche Fragen habt, könnt ihr das gerne in die Kommentare schreiben. Ich werde schauen, dass ich das während des Videos vielleicht schon beantworten kann. Ansonsten mache ich das auf jeden Fall später. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela Bailey and I am the owner and creative energy of Elfen Helden. My shop is located nearby Frankfurt in Germany, and I am doing, apart from Rhinestonedesigns and custom shirts, also painting. Furniture painting and all different sorts of painting, and I'm also a premier retailer for Dixie Belle. Dixie Belle is a paint company, excuse me, Siri is having trouble to understand me for whatever reason. Dixie Belle is a paint company from America, and they do chalk mineral paint, and not only the chalk mineral paints, all the products around also. But this paint is very environmental friendly, and I'm working now for about a week with this paint, and I am very, very impressed because it's very manageable, and yeah, it's very high pigmented, so you don't need a lot of paint also, and it's got a great finish. Oh, hello sweetheart. So, people who have been following the process of this piece, this little side table was basically safe from the waste, and when I'm finished with it, I shall post some pictures from the before and after, and you can see what it looked before and what it's going to be at the finished product. The idea behind it, you've seen in the description, is inspired by Kenny Roberts, and he was a motorbike racer for Yamaha in the 70s and the 80s, and the American racing colors have been this yellow, black and white, and this pattern you see on top was used on their racing bikes also. So that was my inspiration for this piece, and as we also, I mean, the original one was an XJR 1200 who had this design on it, and now and then Yamaha uses this design for some special edition of their bikes. and as we own a XJR 1300, and my sweetheart has got one exactly in this design, so I thought I'm going to do this. What we've done by now to this piece is it's painted it's got 2 coats of paint on it, and I've done the bottom in Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint in Caviar, which is rich black. As I said, 2 coats. The other color, which is for me the perfect Yamaha yellow, is this Colonel Mustard from Dixie Belle, which is a beautiful yellow. And the third color is Cotton, which is a pure white, which is basically those accents at the front here in pure white. And the people who've been following the process, that you can see I've done some accentuating on those legs before, which I overpainted again because I didn't like it. I've got a different idea for that, which we're going to go do today. Because today we are basically going to work with some, as I do want to have a little bit of the rustic finish to the piece. I'm going to use some waxes for that. But I'm not going to use brown wax to have like this antique finish. I'm going to use black wax, which is a bit more modern and gives a different character to the piece. And I'm also going to make myself an own wax with this yellow in it, which I'm going to use in this nice crevices in here. So if you have any questions, as I said before, just leave them in the comments. I'll answer them, maybe during this live eventually, but definitely when I'm finished here. Thank you for popping in and watching me. I do appreciate that, and I'll be very happy if you leave me a thumbs up, and maybe if you share this page from me, and if you like my page, that'll be absolutely great. When you just pop on, just let me know where you're from and where you're watching from, and if you are maybe in the creative process also, or if I can see quite a few of my biking friends in here, so they probably want to know what this is, how this is going to turn out at the end. So I would say we get started. I've already done the top with gator hide. I told you before that I will use gator hide for the top, because gator hide is a very tough finish at the end. So because I think this is maybe going to be used, whatever, there might be some glasses standing on top or something like that. And so that you don't ruin the surface, gator hide is the perfect product for it, because it's a very hard finish at the end. I've used that already. I put 1 coat on there because I want to work with waxes, and especially when you work with black wax, I don't want it to be too hard. And when you have either a coat of clear wax underneath, or already a top coat, you can manage the wax easier than without. So I shall open up the waxes now. This is the black wax. I haven't used those yet, so I'm very interested how they are going to be like. And as I said, Dixie Belle's got like all the products you'll need around painting, furniture painting, and stuff like that. You can use those. Chalk mineral paints almost on any surface, and you usually don't have to prep the surfaces. If it's normal wood, you don't have to prep it. It'll stick very nicely to it. What you will have to do is obviously clean the piece before, because you never know where it has been, unless it's your own piece you're painting, but still then when it's around for quite a while, there's always some residues on top, whatever, if it's grease from the kitchen or maybe smoke if somebody was smoking or something like that. If there's some of those residues on there, obviously the paint can't really stick to it. So you really clean it nicely before you stick the first coat of paint on. And if you have any slick surfaces like glass or laminated piece of furniture, you can use a product from them which is called Slick Stick. And you just give it a coat of the Slick Stick and then you can paint over it and it sticks very nicely. And to finish off the piece, you don't have to put a top coat on it, but it gives a nicer finish to the piece. And as I said, they do have different products. They do have the waxes, which I'm going to use today in clear and in black. I'm going to use that for the sides because the sides, they won't have any that they're going to be used or something like that, so that's fine for me for that. And in the insides where there might be some whatever bottles or things like standing in them, and on top I'm going to use this time the gator hide, which is like the toughest finish from them. You can also use on kitchen cabinets or something like that. It's waterproof and it's resistant and it's very good. And apart from that, for other surfaces which are not highly used like that, like a normal cupboard or something like that, you can use their other top coats. They have them in 3 finishes, in flat, in satin and in glossy. The flat finish leaves the character of the chalk mineral paint, which is like a flat finish, a nice flat finish. The satin finish is a little shinier, it's just like a beautiful satin top it'll leave. And then they have the glossy finish, obviously that's then a shiny top if you prefer that. So let's open up those. I'm curious how they're going to smell because, again, I've got to be careful, I'm sticking always my nose in those things and I might have like a dent at the end of it. But they don't smell. I have other waxes, especially like the dark waxes, and when you open the tin up, it's a really harsh smell, and they don't smell, don't they? Do you want to smell? Even my cat doesn't mind, so that's a good sign. So that's the black one, as you can see, and I also have like a clean cloth because I'm going to need that to wipe it back later. And then I have the clear, that's it. Doesn't smell of anything also. So the interesting thing about the clear one, if you see it, it looks white, but it's going to dry clear. The nice thing about that, usually with clear wax, when you put it onto the furniture, you can't really see where you've put it. You really got to like turn the light, to see where you've already put it. And depending what kind of products you want to use also in combination with wax, you might put like the wax on top of the wax on top of the wax, and the more coats you have on, the more time it's going to need later on to dry. So this one is going on white and it's drying clear. So wherever you put it, you exactly see where you've put it down, and you're not like double coating with it. As I said, the first things, I think I'm just going to prepare my yellow wax. Because the nice thing also about those waxes is they are or not only the waxes, most of the Dixie Belle products are water-based, which means you can combine them beautifully, and therefore you can also mix your own wax. And because I want to have some yellow wax in here, I was thinking about working with some gold or some silver or whatever, but I don't really see that on this piece. I don't want it. So I want to have some yellow wax in those crevices in here, and therefore I've got my all the mustard here. And I've got to see, I've got no idea how much I'm going to need. I'm just going to try it out. And what I'm going to do, got like a little, in case something is over, just like one of those, this way, one of those boxes. And I usually keep my rhinestones in, but they're perfect for paint stuff also. Oh, it's nice and soft, this wax. Nice, lovely. Just a little bit in here. And then I put just like a little paint, just like, let's see, just like a tablespoon, or not like a whole tablespoon, just like a little. And I'm just gonna mix it up. I think there's already too much paint. Yeah. More wax. I'm gonna need my glasses also. And there we go. So if you just came on, just say hello. Just let me know where you're from. And what I'm doing here, I'm just preparing my own wax for the, I'm just gonna put some more in there, the wax. Finger. And what I'm going to do then before I put the colored waxes on, the black and this yellow, I'm going to put a coat of the clear wax on. This paint is so rich, it's unbelievable. I still have to put in more. I think I have to do some more yellow pieces then after that, because I will have quite a bit of the yellow wax left. Anybody wants a custom piece in Canyon Roberts design? Just let me know. I'm well prepared. So just mix that nicely up. As I said, those products, the waxes and the paints, they are all water-based, so you can mix those beautifully together. See how that works. Otherwise, I'll have to do some more. Beautiful. Can you see? It's nice and yellow. Oh, beautiful color. So, guys, just say hi to me, that I know that you're there. Let's see if I can get some comments on my iPad here. Am I on the wrong page again? I'm always not quite sure. Whatever. Let's see where I am. There it is. Found the video, but it could well be. Ah, yes, I am on the wrong page again. Whatever, doesn't matter. At least some people are there. So I prepared my wax. What I'm going to do now is I am going to so Manfred, vielleicht kannst du gerade mal auf meiner Seite drunter schreiben, dass ich hier auf der privaten Seite bin mit dem Video. Das kriege ich auch irgendwann noch hin. Leute, ich mache überhaupt erst seit 2 Wochen diese Live-Videos, also irgendwie ist das alles noch ziemlich neu. Okay, erstmal dazu machen. Wenn ich am Malen bin, habe ich immer erstmal alles wunderbar organisiert und nach 10 Minuten sieht es aus, als hätte eine Bombe eingeschlagen. Okay. So, zum Wachsen habe ich immer am liebsten, for waxing I usually use like a natural brush with thick, like strong bristles, because I really want to push the wax into all the corners and crevices. So the reason I'm putting a coat of clear wax on first is when I come back with the colored wax, I can, if I don't like it on a certain spot or something like that, or I put on too much or whatever, it's easier to correct that. So I'm first going to put on some clear wax, and I shall start. See if I can get that video or the camera a bit closer so that you can see a little better what I'm doing there. Hang on, guys. Because you don't really need to see me. Oh, sorry. Big face. Big face. Danke, Conny. So, can you see a little better what I'm doing there? I think that's... I'm going to start on this leg here and trying to get then the details out a little bit more. So as I said, the clear wax, it looks white, even on the brush it looks white, but it's going to dry clear. And I'll put that on first, because with the colored wax afterwards, it's easier than to correct it and to change it. And obviously here also you always use, for every color paint, for every color wax, you use a separate brush. So this wax is also seals the piece. This is like basically two things at once you can do with that. And as those sides and those legs won't have any like great use or something like that, I'm fine with a wax coat. Top here also. So, and then we are coming back with our colored waxes. So, and I'm going to see now if there is still too much paint in there, because the paint is so rich. I was doing my own wax here, using some of the clear wax and putting some paint in there. And I think it's still too rich, but we'll see when I put it on there now. And for this, because I want to go in these crevices here, I'm going to use just like a cheap chip brush. You don't need anything special to put on the wax. Just stab it in, just like that. Just put like a little bit of the wax on there. And then I'm going to put it on here. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Put it on there. Nicely into those grooves. Head in a way. Nicely into those grooves. Nicely covered. I think that might be fine like that. I think we just got the right combination of the wax there. So, more on the bottom here also. Let's see. And you're probably thinking, ooh, what on earth is this going to be? But I'm gonna come back now with a clean cloth, and I'm just going to wipe it back now. See? Yes, that's how I like it. Because I had the the clear wax underneath, I can really wipe it back from where I didn't want it. Can you see that? If you like it, send some hearts, please. That's how I want to have it. Yeah. And let's see. Do some of the crevices down here. This bottleneck. And it really, we can push it into like all the cracks and stuff like that which might be on the piece. And then just like wipe it back and just leave as much on there as you like. I don't want to have too much because I want to keep the legs pretty dark. So that's fine. That's how I want it. And you do basically the same thing I'm going to do on the top with the black. Already put some clear wax on there, and now I'm gonna come back with my black wax. Can you see that? There we are. Yeah, this is the black wax, which is like really nice and black. And Dixie Belle, they have several colors of waxes. They have the clear wax I've just used. They have the black wax. They have some grunge gray, which is like a gray is in between. They have a brown wax, and usually with the brown wax you can get like a really old-fashioned look. And I'm using the black wax because you can also get like the aged look, but it's a little more modern, which I think is gonna go nicely with those colors. So I'm gonna come back in here, put it nicely in there. You can see the black is also very, very rich. Put it in there. Push it right in there. As I said, the brush I'm using for this is just like a cheap chip brush. Nothing special. And I'm not too worried also if they lose any bristles or something, because it's only the top coat. I can always get the bristles off. If you're painting, or if I'm painting, I really want to have a very good brush that no bristles are lost, because that's a pain in the neck, getting those off the surface. But as this is only the wax, that's not a problem. So just see from this side. Can you see properly? Yeah, you're probably thinking, it looks dirty, it's disgusting. I'm gonna push it right in there, because I want to have it right in the deep cracks and stuff like that. That's it. And then, just like I've done with my own made yellow wax, then I'm going to use my cloth and I'm going to wipe it back. There you go. As I said, you can wipe it back as much as you want. And because I've put some clear wax underneath, you can move it beautifully. And that's it. Just wipe it back as much as you think. And if there are some spots where you think, ooh, that's still too much, what you can do, you come back with your clear wax. Just use like a tiny brush for now. Come back with your clear wax. You just go, if you think, oh no, I don't want to have that, and you can't get it off with your, you just put some of the clear wax on there, and that almost works like an eraser. If you go over it then, you can see it activates it again, and then you can clean it off even more. If you don't want to have it that dirty. But I think that's exactly the way I want to have it. So, and that's the look. I'm going to go on the other leg and on the other side. And I also want to have some of this black on the sides here. Hallo Trixie. Dankeschön. Ja, gutes Gelingen ist immer gut. Manchmal weiß man nicht, wie das Ganze nachher ist. Okay. Let's go over to the side. Just see if I can turn that a little bit so that you can see that a bit better. Yes, you can see that. And then, just like before, I'm first going to put down the clear wax before I come back with the black wax. Just go over it. Put it on there. And the wax, it's gonna cure really hard at the end. So you don't need to worry that that it's gonna soften up again. When it's dry, it's dry. So and you can see the wax, it goes on white and it dries clear at the end. And the nice thing is that you can see where you've put the wax, and you're not like putting on there too much at the end. Just gonna dab it in here. And again. It. And then I'm gonna come back with the black one. I'm going to use, because it's a bigger area, I'm gonna use a thicker wax brush. So go in with the black. Just dab your brush in there. And you just go over it, sides, nice and dirty. So, nice in those crevices. And once on, I'm gonna come back with my cloth and I'm just going to wipe it back. Looks nice, doesn't it? So you just wipe it back. It just leaves like a just want to have basically that it sits in the depths of the piece. That's where I want it. And gives it a bit of depth and definition, so it looks a bit aged and used and not like a brand new painted piece. So, like a clean area, put up a bit more. This thing is, this chalk mineral paint is like a porous paint. That's the reason I was putting the clear wax on before, because even with the clear wax you can see that it really likes to sit in the highs and lows of the paint, and with the clear wax underneath it's easier to correct it basically. And there are some areas where it's too much for me. I'm just gonna come back with some of the clear wax and I'm going to use it like an eraser. Just put it on there, come back with your cloth, and you can get it off even more. Floor. So that's basically the look I am going for. And as I said, that's drying really hard at the end. That's what I want. And this is then basically also the thing I'm going to do around the whole piece. The other side as well, and the other legs also, and that's what it is basically. And on top, let's see if I can get the camera a bit more on top. Hang on, you go flying again. Oops. You can go flying again. Get you a little closer. I'm basically going to do the same thing on top with the black wax. I want to go especially around those nice curves around here. On top I've already put like a coat of gator hide on there, so I'm not gonna use the clear wax beforehand. So I'm going to put the black wax on straight away. So I'm just gonna brush that on there, just to give a bit of definition to those corners. Don't dab it into the white, one have the black, and into the clear, one have the black. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I think so. Put the clear to the side, I'm going to contaminate everything here. Just put it on there. Nice and thick, push it in those edges. Just push it nice in there. I'm gonna have, yeah. See, guys, I'm new to this filming. This is I think it's already my 5th live actually, but still it's the 2nd time I'm going live on the wrong page, so it's all not perfect, however. So I'm just gonna do it like this part here so you can see, and then just like on the sides, I'm just gonna rub it back. And you can see, because I've got the top coat on there, I can get it pretty good off. And this little smear, this is exactly what I want to have also. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to move it in a little further. hopefully you can see that this is having just like getting those corners out, you know, you can really see the beautiful curves of the piece and stuff like that, and just gives it a little bit of an aged look, which is for me perfect and suits that the character of the whole era. So this yellow is in my eyes the most beautiful. Well, they do a red one also, which I absolutely love as well, but the yellow is my favorite. That's it. That's the look I'm going for. And guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. It's over 40 minutes now. Let's see. I hope you like it. And as I said, this piece is inspired by Kenny Roberts. He's a motorbike racer in the 70s and the 80s, and he's basically given one of the most beautiful colors to the XJR 1300. And this is the last live with this piece. I'm gonna get it finished, and I'm going to put some pictures basically of the finished piece in, so you can have a look at that. Guys, I appreciate very much that you've been here today watching me, and I hope you found that interesting. I would highly appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and like my video, like my page, and I hope to see you for my next projects. And I'll let you go then for now. You have a nice Monday evening. The week has just started. I hope you had a good day, and I see you the next time. So, bye-bye.